Chances are you're looking for a first pair of figure skates, and the Jackson Artiste might be for you. Watch this video to find out. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jada and I'm an adult figure skater. Today I wanted to start up a little series I like to call figure skating reviews. I don't have a good name for it. I think that buying figure skates is one of the hardest things you can do as a beginning figure skater. Honestly, until you find that boot blade combo that works for you and your skating style, you are going to spend a lot of money. So I'm hoping that with this series that I might help you out a little bit. I only have access to the boots and blades that I own, but hey, if y'all wanna give me some so I can talk about it, that'd be cool. But before I get started, please like and subscribe if you want to see more videos about figure skates and adult figure skating content. Now, the Jackson Artiste skates were my first pair of figure skates. These skates are referenced in my Skating Genesis video. I'll point it up here. And I also mentioned them in my first year progress video. And I must say that for the amount of money that they're worth, and what I know about figure skates, the Jackson Artiste are a pretty good beginner skate. In this review, I'm going to talk about 3 different key factors that I use to determine if a skate is worth it. So I'm going to be talking about the support, use case, and the price for every figure skate review that I do. And let me know in the comments if you have anything else that you're curious about for these skates that I don't touch on this video. So the first is support. These are rated at a 20 to 25. As you can see, there's a plastic sole, meaning they're not going to be really safe for jumps. I would not recommend jumping in these. I have, but you should not, especially if you're an adult. If you're a kid, then mom, dad, parent, maybe think about it. Maybe they can start an Artiste and then move up, but I would say keep these to your basic skills. Once you move on to free skate, you should not be skating in plastic soles anymore. So the Jackson Artiste comes with a Mark IV blade. I don't know if you can see it. This is a very flat profile blade, but that's good because you are only going to really use these to learn how to skate. You're going to learn how to use your basic edges. You are going to learn a very basic spin, or in beginning to learn how to skate on one foot at a time. You're not going to be doing fancy spins, fancy jumps, or anything in these skates. So you really only need a nice flat blade and a nice, very mild toe pick. This toe pick is pretty much just a little baby comb. It's just enough to know what a toe pick feels like without tripping over a toe pick. I want to stress that the reason why this lovely introductory boot is so good is because when you're learning how to skate and you're learning how to skate in beginner skates, you will trip on this. And so you want to make sure that you have the least likelihood of tripping on it, and rest assured that once you move up in blades, it's going to be an adjustment for your new toe picks. So you always want to start off with a very, very conservative toe pick when you start figure skating. Now, the way that Jacksons are typically fit is they are one of the widest, if not the widest boot on the market as far as feet. So as you can see, the toe box is pretty wide. It's not very tapered. It's only tapered at the very top, but pretty much this whole boot all the way down is pretty wide. And even when you tie it in, these are very soft now because I skated in them, but as you can see, this skate is pretty wide all the way down. So it's really good if you tend to have wide feet, or you have any other weird cases where you don't want too much pressure on your feet. I have bunions, so this was a really good skate for me to start. I don't wear Jacksons anymore, but I do appreciate how nice they were when I was learning how to skate. Now, the cons I will say is if you are someone that has some weird leg anatomy, these might end up landing a little too high on you. I used to only tie the bottom 3 hooks and leave the top hook alone for the entire duration that I skated in these, because I was doing ice stands and because I couldn't bend my knees enough to actually utilize these. And so I think these are definitely made for strictly beginner learn to skate and nothing else, because you can't get the knee bend you need for literally anything else that you do in figure skating, at least in my opinion. I don't know, some people have had really good luck with higher skates. I've never had good luck with them though. So the Jackson Artiste go for about 180 US dollars. That is pretty standard for introductory instructional figure skates. I would say if you are planning on doing anything more than just stroking around once a year on the pond, then you should be getting skates that are in this price range. This is also a really good way to say that figure skating is expensive as hell. So obviously, it's an issue. It's an issue, but these are definitely a good way to get to know if you like skating, if you want to continue skating beyond this, and to not break the bank while you're trying to figure that out. And so obviously for use case, I've mentioned this a gajillion times, but you're pretty much only going to use these for learn to skate. If each level, it takes you about 6 weeks to get through. There are 6 basic levels in the US Learn to Skate curriculum. You're gonna get 36 weeks out of these. I think that's pretty good if you include an hour of practice per week. But I will add a caveat that if you are an adult and you have any plans on wanting to learn how to jump, how to spin, do moves in the field, anything beyond basic skills, do not buy these skates. I only say that because, like I said in the beginning of the video, these are plastic soles. These boots are only rated at 20 to 25, so that's not really strong enough to support you as an adult sized person. If you are looking to get a new figure skate and you are a beginner and you've never learned to skate before, I would maybe get the Freestyles from Jackson if you're looking for a Jackson boot, only because they're a really good investment. They're $300, which is technically only $100 more than this, but you can actually go all the way up to your singles in those, meaning you'll be able to hold on to your first pair of skates for at least a year or two before you need to get new ones that actually fit your level. Overall, I think this is a really good skate if you are hesitant about spending $300 on a new pair of figure skates. You're an adult, you just want to get through your basic skills, you have no intentions on competing, doing moves in the field, getting a coach, going to going to freestyle. You just want to learn how to stroke around the ice, you want to learn how to use your edges, and you want to spend some money, but you don't want to spend too much money. If you plan on investing money into anything beyond Learn to Skate, just go ahead and spend the extra $100 on the Freestyles. The Freestyles come with the Aspire XP blade, which is admittedly not a great blade. However, you can start with that blade, and then once you get the feel for figure skating, then you can just buy a new blade instead of having to buy a whole new boot blade combo. So if you like this video, please let me know by hitting the like. Also comment if you enjoyed what I had to say, and if you have any additional tips or questions about buying figure skates. And if you do subscribe, please hit the bell icon at the bottom to get notified when I post a video. I'm trying to be more consistent. Anyway, that's all I got for you. I'll see you next time. Bye.